Ontario Premier Doug Ford has made another stupid move. He has disbanded the Violence Against Women panel. Now, this is a panel that, as I'm going to show you, didn't cost much of anything. It was a drop in the bucket. But this panel did a lot of good work. So let me break some of that information down. The Roundtable was established in 2015 as a way for experts to provide strategic advice to the province on emerging issues related to violence against women. It is made up of representatives from close to 24 organizations that address issues related to violence against women, but also those that have experience with specific populations, including Indigenous women, immigrants, older women, LGBTQ people, and sex workers. The Roundtable provided advice on campaign language and policies relating to domestic violence. For example, when the government was considering introducing new family court fees in custody, access, or child support cases in 2015, the Roundtable pointed out that this could be prohibitive to women fleeing domestic violence. The government ultimately decided to scrap the fee increases from the proposal. The Roundtable also advocated for paid leave for people experiencing domestic or sexual violence or the threat of violence, which was included in the Liberals' Fair Workplaces, Better Jobs Act last year. Ontario Premier Doug Ford has said he will repeal the legislation. I mean, what else is there to say? So, even if you're heartless, even if you don't care about any of this, but what you're concerned about are, oh, but it's the money. We got to save money. We got to save the money. I mean, you got to get rid of this because it's costing too much money. Well, that's not true either. So get this. She, who is referring to the co-chair, Ms. Khan, a Toronto-based anti-violence educator, noted that other than the co-chairs, who earned a small stipend, the Roundtable was comprised entirely of volunteers. These are largely grassroots folks who contributed a lot of their own time to assisting the previous government and who were prepared to continue contributing that time, said Ms. Cross, who is a lawyer. And I think they're pretty disappointed and angry. So again, this cost barely anything. This was made up mostly of volunteers. Volunteers that were giving their time and willing to continue giving their time to ensure that women who have been sexually abused or have domestic violence in their history were properly protected under policies moving forward. So, like, Doug Ford goes and cancels the cap and trade. In the process, loses $3 billion in revenue. And then goes and cuts social programs that were barely costing a dime. This idiot is both a liar and an idiot. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. And his entire, all the people behind him, his cabinet, are enabling this. These are disgusting human beings. If you voted for Doug Ford, I hope to God you voted for him because you were ignorant. And not because you knew that he'd be this fucking asshole. So maybe it's time to educate yourself on these topics, educate yourself on these parties, on these politicians, and understand what is actually going on. Just don't vote for this dirtbag again. He doesn't give a shit about any of you. He was born into wealth, inherited his business from his dad. His dad was an MPP. Doug Ford has had all the connections in the world, all the money he'll ever need. He doesn't give a shit about anyone but himself. Understand who you voted for and don't make the same mistake again.